I get to thinking though about like the 80s and all the satanic panic and everything and all the mothers angry about Dungeons and Dragons for the demon summoning and all that. But I think this is the reason they should have been angry.
Blasphemy?
Well, just like Jesus's powers being so lame.
Why does the spell suck so much? Jesus could do it. This should be awesome.
Right? Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're talking about the spell Water Walk. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Something like that. This is a ritual spell. It requires a piece of cork, which is cute because cork floats in water.
Yeah.
Its duration is an hour. It doesn't take concentration, so it's kind of free.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
It's a relatively simple text. The spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface, such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava, as if it were harmless solid ground. Creatures crossing molten lava can still take damage from the heat. Glad they added that note. Up to 10 million creatures you can see within range gain this ability for the duration. If you target a creature submerged in liquid, the spell carries the target to the surface of the liquid at the rate of 60 feet per round. Neat.
Yes, a little bit bummed about the lava because I read the beginning of that as if it were harmless solid ground. Wait, I can still take damage from the heat. That's not harmless. That's entirely what it's harming about walking on lava.
Because it's normally it is quasi-solid, right? Like it's very, very slow moving, very dense rock that's just superheated. So like the problem is the heat, not the ability to move across it. Like it just melts your boots instantly.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would guess. I don't know. Scientists down below, let us know if that's how lava works. But what about acid? Does this protect you from acid? Because it doesn't specify acid also in the text.
Well, I mean, it says it says such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand.
But then it makes the exception for the molten lava still does damage, but from the heat, but the acid doesn't do it from its substance.
Well, acid isn't heat. I mean,
right, acid dissolves.
There's right, but I don't know if you're actually making contact. Do the bottom of your feet even get wet on the water? Like you're completely on top, so you might get exfoliated at most.
Sure. I do. Not advice. Don't exfoliate your skin on acid.
Are you a dermatologist now?
Sorry. Do you think people should pull out like sulfuric acid to exfoliate their skin? I don't think it's really a good idea.
Don't consult us. Consult a skincare professional. Yes. Certainly do that before trying this with acid or lava.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If we got to the place in life where we were so notable that that was a reality that could occur, where someone would use acid to exfoliate, having heard us talk about water walk, I think we'd have made it, Bob. Anyway,
we'll get there.
We'll get there one day. This for now.
Lawsuits are coming.
Can't wait. This is the most unremarkable ritual spell in the game, right? This is like close to pointless. Right?
Well, I mean, let's see. Fly will get you across the water. That is also a third level spell.
Swimming will get you across the water, and that is free.
Not if you're wearing armor or something. You know, there's reasons you wouldn't be able to swim, especially if it's an acid.
True. Since you cross acid, no problem. Assuming again it's like just exfoliating and not burning you.
Yes. But not all of these classes that get this spell get fly.
I don't even think like fly is the first point of comparison I would make. I would make like floating disc the first point of comparison, which is just like a little floating disc that you can have go across surfaces without it touching the
yeah, but how are you going to move it?
You one person gets some kind of mobility buff, and everyone else gets on the floating disc.
All right, yeah. That's fun.
Right? Yeah, that's also way cooler looking, I think. This is notably, 1 billion people do get this, so 2 Circle of Land get this, and that's Circle of Land, Coast, and Swamp. Druids get it base, so if you're a druid, you can always just have this, but it auto prepares of those two. Sorcerers, clerics, rangers, and artificers, all of those classes get this.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a new question. Agnostic about like how good or purposeful is it? When do you prepare it? Is this we're going on a pirate themed adventure, so I'm going to prepare water walk? I don't think you do it for that encounter, right?
I'm thinking you're going to have to cross a raging wide river or something.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think 5th level parties are in the market for this kind of solution for that, but I could be wrong.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. This really doesn't feel like a 3rd level spell effect.
Like that's where I think the ritual attack really is supposed to like it helps it. You don't ever like you just when you reach 5th level, raging rivers stop being a problem, and this is one of the reasons they stop being a problem. But they also kind of were a problem before then most of the time. If you're doing like big overworld exploration, I could see ritual casting this pretty regularly. Like if you are doing hex crawling, and you're like maybe in the jungles of Chult in Tomb of Annihilation, or maybe you're doing I don't know, big scoping battle maps, going across huge mountains and valleys and deserts and stuff like that. It's pretty harmless to stick this as a prepared spell as a cleric or druid, and just like you're ready for it. You don't have to spend spell slots on it. It's not that expensive. You lose one prepared spell for it. That seems pretty reasonable to me. In those campaigns, I can actually envision this being like rivers and rivers and acid and quicksand just stop being problems. That's kind of neat. It has the extra modality of if we're all underwater, I can snap my fingers and we're all thrust to the top of it. That's kind of cool. I like that little submersion liquid extra text. Isn't that useful?
All right, let me ask you a question. All right, question here. We're walking out across the ocean, and a shark comes up from beneath and grabs you. Can he pull you down, or is he just stuck there?
I read this that you treat water like it's solid ground. So I think he pulls you down and you like head hit the water like concrete. Like I don't think you're going into the water and he's just kind of like can't pull you in, is how I read this.
Yeah.
Which could be cool for like Krakens and stuff. Now I could be wrong. Your DM definitely going to vary based off of like, preference and opinion, because this isn't particularly clear as to what happens, but it is definitely cool and magical.
Yeah.
Does that increase the rating for it at all?
No, not at all.
Right? It's neat. I like it.
Yeah. I get to thinking though about like the 80s and all the satanic panic and everything, and all the mothers angry about Dungeons and Dragons for the demon summoning and all that. But I think this is the reason they should have been angry. Like
blasphemy.
Well, it's just like Jesus's powers being so lame.
Why does this spell suck so much? Jesus could do it. This should be awesome.
Right?
Or cheaper.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even, the loaves and fishes, you can, what was create food and water. That's like what level spell is that? That's like a nothing.
It's also a ritual spell, I think. God, I hope it is. Again, it's just like, the reality is, the problems that this solves aren't that engaging or exciting, so a lot of tables are running fewer and fewer events that require those kinds of problem solving, right? People want to do the big heists, people want to do the big adventures, the cinematic encounters, the trawling into a giant open echo or chamber with blood running down the walls, altar in the middle, evil skeleton with knife. They want to kill that. They don't necessarily want to go, well, it is rained recently, so the river's a wee bit higher than we'd expect, so we can't quite ford it. How do we get across? We're not really playing Oregon Trail these days. We're more playing like the Marvel games. That's closer to what we're doing. This just has lists of the home at the tables that are doing the Marvel stuff. This is a very, very repeatable mundane effect. Like you can repeat this effect with mundanity, and effects that you can repeat with mundanity aren't usually worth that much. And again, this doesn't really cost anything. So, yeah.
I'd say that definitely puts it in 2 category.
I kind of like it as a 3, honestly. I think if I'm a cleric or a druid, it's really easy for me to put this on my character sheet. If I know what I'm like the 7 spells I'm going to be using, why not take a ritual spell that's at least interesting? And this ritual spell is at least interesting. If I'm in an environment that calls for liquids, I don't see why I wouldn't just slap this down the party for an hour. Like it costs you no resources except for a prepared spell. So if I don't have a problem with my prepared list, I have plenty of spells that I already want, I want all the rest of them to be rituals, and this seems like a ritual that I'm pretty fine taking.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but that's not enough to bump it to a 3 for me.
That's fair. I think a lot of characters will find this does something, and again, with the cost being as low as it is, even if it doesn't do something powerful, it is a new extra bonus thing your character gets to do. I do think that is meaningful.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Water Walk. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. Where do you stand on the Water Walk issue? Do you think it's worth a 3, level 3 spell slot? Is it okay because it's ritual?
Is it a 5 out of 5? Is this an absolute banger? Has this broken your game in half? Let me know.
All right, yeah, maybe Jesus was onto something. We'll see. All right. Thank you for watching. Leave us some comments, like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.